media, okay? And break that down. Secondly, though, when it comes down to it, is I would start building the connection over Instagram and actually talk to them to maybe sell them into the program itself or get them into a free challenge that you are launching, okay?
Okay.
And the reason why is because they're already reached out to you. They already sent you a DM. They already want to work with you. They've expressed interest by making that first initial connection.
Right, definitely. So, but since my challenge starts on Monday, I'm hoping that my challenge is a way to warm up these leads. So how do I approach that?
All DMs.
With them since I haven't warmed them up.
So I would do all DMs. So what I would do is you have their email now. You're fucking capturing it like crazy. You're gonna be sending over the ebook over email, correct?
I've already sent the ebook to most of them. It's in a Google Drive, so I just shared it.
So you just shared it over DMs.
To email.
Okay, email, perfect. So now that you've shared it over email, what you're gonna do is, let's say you're talking to me. You're just gonna send me a DM over Instagram being like, yo, Cole, just wanna let you know I just shared you the ebook. I hope you get a bunch of value from it. I also wanted to let you know that I'm launching a free 4-day challenge talking about a lot of the subjects in the ebook and more information on fitness. Would you be interested in hearing about it? That's it. So like you've already sent the email, which is perfect. So now you have an opening to restart that conversation in the DMs. Hey, just sent you the email. All right. On top of that, I also have some free value that I'm going to be dropping soon, blah, blah, blah. Make sense?
Yes. Just quickly. So when I sent them the recipe book, it is a recipe book that I created for my clients. So I told them I was giving them access to an exclusive client only recipe book that I send to my clients monthly. And so should I use that in the DM, like say to them, if you want more things like this, you're going to get an opportunity in this 4-day challenge to see what it looks like, or just tell them?
I would, if the conversation leads there, but first start with the simplest dissection possible. You see, when it comes down to offering anything free, guys, you want to make sure that it seems like a no-brainer for them to at least hear you out. Like whenever I would get a deposit from an individual in the past and I would talk about my low ticket program, I'd be like, listen, I have a low ticket program. It is extremely low commitment and it's extremely affordable. Would you like to hear about it? And then they're like, well, of course, because you just literally said that it's what I need. Like it's extremely low commitment and it's super affordable. Why would I not listen to what you have to say? And then when I had the conversation with them, I'd be like, it's only $150, but you already gave me a $50 deposit. So it's only $100. Like that's it. And because I'm saying it like that, they're like, oh yeah, it's a no-brainer. Sounds good. So because you've already sent the ebook, you want to be like, just sent it to you. Just want to let you know to check your email. On top of that, I also have a free 4-day challenge. It will cost you fucking nothing to learn the information that I'm going to be teaching on Monday. Would you like to hear about the details of it? They're going to be like, anybody who already offered to get it or already opted in to get a free piece of value from you is most likely going to say, yes, I want to hear.
Okay.
Feel me?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Got you. Go kill it. Keep me updated with how it's going, please.
Thanks.
Bet. Justin, what's up, G?
What is going on? So nice to see you again.
Good to see you too. How can I help you?
Okay, so I'm having problems being like intentionally negative when it comes to my content. Even when it comes to a hook, like that's my main problem, or calling someone out. I just don't feel authentic coming at someone, calling them fat, calling them disgusting. I've worked with women the last 3.5 years. I switched to parents, and I know this needs to change. And whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna change. I batch recorded a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna. I was wondering if you could just like look at my last reel I just posted today, because that's like the new direction I'm kind of going in. And if I'm going in the wrong direction, I don't want to keep doing it. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Okay, so usually I don't. It's actually funny that one of you guys did this breakdown. That's why I'm going to say it like this. Usually I don't, but I will look at this one reel. I know one of you guys in the impersonation challenge did that. You're like, on pod chats, Cole fucking says usually, and then he does it anyways. Mel, you know what I'm talking about, that reel that we posted. It was fucking funny. So we'll watch this one and we'll dissect it. And the reason why is because it's going to go with the advice that I'm going to give you. Are you talking about leading by example?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me see this right quick.
Leave your kids without a parent if you don't take care of yourself. Trust me, I watched my son's mother get...
First and foremost, before I even look at anything, is stop posting so many fucking hashtags on your post. Guys, hashtags mean nothing. Literally nothing now. Across the board. And it's been stated by Instagram themselves that they will only actually look at 1 to 3 hashtags for the organization and batching of your content when it comes down to the app itself, but they're not going to help you with growth at all.
You're going to leave your kids without a parent if you don't take care of yourself. Trust me, I watched my son's mother give up on everything before she drowned in the pool when he was 9, and I don't want you to have to go through that. Maybe you're convinced that change is impossible, that you're just going to fail again. You're not just letting yourself down, you're letting your kids down. They see it. Your health isn't just about you. It's about being there for your kids and watching them grow up and being part of their lives. If you're stuffing your face with garbage every day, you're making a choice that could cost you time with your family. You're choosing short-term comfort.
How did it feel to record this video, Justin?
It was like I said, this is like a new way I'm doing this content, and it was like a little hard.
No, so I don't mean hard. I mean, like, when you filmed the video and you looked at it afterwards, how did you feel?
I felt that I could be benefiting like a lot of people.
Okay. When you heard the way that you were speaking, were you happy with how you dissected yourself and explained yourself on camera, or was there something else that popped up?
I felt like I was like a little tense. I was like I feel like I'm coming at it the wrong way. Like I'm expressing myself the wrong way, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Don't ask me a question. I'm the one asking questions right now. So when it comes to this, when you said you feel like it was coming the wrong way, why is that the emotion? What do you mean by that?
Because I am kind of like coming at parents like to be better role models. You know what I mean? And just the way that I'm speaking, like when I was speaking to women for the last 3.5 years, I kind of like came from a different perspective. You know what I mean? I was like a nice coach, like I'll still, kick your ass in the gym and make sure that like you abide, and finish the program.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't come at like that in my social media. Like I'm just like not like that in person, really.
So you aren't like this in person?
No.
Okay, dope. That's the main thing that I wanted to hear from you. And the reason why is because I know you're not like this in person, because I've spoken to you in person. I'm like this in person, right? 100%. You guys, if you guys have met me in person, yeah, I'm a little bit soft spoken and I can be quiet at times. But as soon as you hit that fucking passionate button with me, it's fucking 100. It's 0 to 100 instantly. As soon as I'm passionate about a subject, it comes out in like a fucking intense fire. Why? Because that's just who I am. If you're not that, don't be that. So what you need to ask yourself is, how can I dissect this in a better light? Because you said something at the very beginning that I want everybody to pay attention to. You're like, I don't know how to start my videos with negative hooks. Like, I don't like calling people fucking fat. You don't need to call people fat. That's not what the definition of a negative hook is. The negative hook is just utilizing language that they are utilizing. It's utilizing things that they don't like as the statement to make them pay attention. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean you got to be like, listen here, you fat fuck, and then do the video. That's not, especially if that's not you, then never do that, right? What you need to ask yourself is, how can I get my point across and talk about something that they will resonate with? And when it comes down to this, you just need to figure out the problems, right? So I help busy parents lose 10 pounds and gain strength in 16 weeks without spending hours in the gym, helping parents lead strong, healthy families. And then the breakdown here, I would have a I help statement, then I would have a subheading, and then I would have DM me this word, and then I would have click the link below, all right, to apply. Busy parent fitness coach, that's completely fine. All right, what is the main pain that you feel like parents deal with? Pop it up in your mind right now, whatever first comes up.
Not having enough time.
Okay, dope. What would you say to the parent, and what do you feel like would be a valuable video for a parent to listen to in order to start seeing results?
Stop like pushing things off, that the time's not going to magically appear, that you have to make the time, whether it's before your kid wakes up, whether it's when they're at baseball practice. Like where there's a will, there's a way. You just got to stop making excuses.
Dope. And do you feel like that would help the parent get results?
If they if they listened and did it, yeah.
Well, they're probably not going to listen because they've been struggling for 20 years, right?
That's the issue that I see,
Right. So, guys, and again, this is actually something that I've been made aware when it comes down to myself recently is I'm very good at making awareness-based content. I'm making you problem aware, but I don't give you actionable steps in order to solve it. Why? First and foremost, because, let's be blunt, I don't pull clients from my social media. All right. Secondly, though, because like my content and niche is motivation, inspiration. I don't really need to give you an actionable step in order to transform it. I need to make you aware of what you're doing wrong so you feel inspired and motivated to go make a change. Make sense? You need to give results. You need to give steps. You need to give an action plan. So what you need to ask yourself is, okay, make time is the biggest problem. Well, what the fuck does that mean? How do they make time? Teach them, show them the workout, show them the nutrition program, show them how to meal prep in 45 minutes. Like, what can they do? Because right now you're just talking, right? And again, negative hook is just utilizing the problem in the first couple seconds. You don't need to attack a person's personality or life in general, right? You could just say it in whatever way you want as long as you are bringing up a problem. That is what the negative hook standpoint means. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, yeah.
Right? So it's like a lack of time is not an excuse to neglect your health and leave your children behind without a parent.
That's a much better way to go about it.
Right? Way better, like way more calm, way more relaxed. I'm still getting my point across. And this is what we need to dissect for you. So it's like, how can we talk about the problem and talk about what's in front of us without verbally attacking somebody, because that doesn't sit right with you. You do it how I just dissected. And then you give them an actionable plan. Now, not in every video. You don't need to do it every video. Some videos you can just have opinions, which is fine. But, all right, we need to understand that the more opinion pieces you have without the actionable value behind it, the less people are going to see you as an authority, because they don't get any fucking plan from you.
Makes sense.
All right. Now, again, it's niche specific. People see me as an authority, but that's because I'm talking about motivation and inspiration. I don't need to give you step-by-step processes in order to lose 20 pounds because I'm not claiming to do so. Right? You guys are. So where's the proof and where's the value and where's the plan that you can actually do that for individuals on your social media? Proof is number one, coming from the results that you've already gotten people, but it's also in the value that you provide, showing that you have knowledge in the industry itself. Does that make sense? So that's the plan that I need you to attack your social media with. Does all that resonate?
It does. Thank you.
Perfect. Go implement. All right, break it down. I'll talk to the squad about adding a content audit in the 10K Mastermind this month, so I could dive into your guys' shit and review everything, okay?
Thank you so much, Cole. I appreciate you.
Got you, dog. Go kill it. Mike, what's up, man? You're muted. You're muted, Mike.
How you doing, Cole?
There you go. What's up, G? How are you?
I'm doing good. I haven't talked to you since the event thing.
I know. It's fucking crazy, dude.
So since the event, I'm definitely tracking my numbers, tracking my KPIs, and just doing the non-negotiables more than it was before. And since then, like, I'm having 5-6 calls booked every week. End of May, the last 2 weeks of May, after the event, I pretty much went all in, and I didn't close a lot of calls, but this week I have 2 calls already closed. I have 3 tomorrow, 1 tonight, so it's looking pretty good right now.
Hell yeah.
I do have 2 quick questions.
Hit me.
So I'm trying to run a challenge for my clients right now. I'm trying to figure out a prize that they can win. Now, the one that I ran in February, I just gave a free month of coaching.
How did it go?
I'm trying to figure out if there's something better that sounds more like appetizing.
Money.
So just like giving cash kind of thing.
Money.
Okay.
100%. Because again, somebody like Mel, you just said a Ninja Creamy. Yeah, 100%. Like I would work for that, right? A lot of people like those Ninja Creamies. But how many individuals don't even know what the fuck that means, right? You could do a shaker bottle or a fucking Yeti bottle. Those awesome new like cooler water bottles that people are having. Lit. How many people actually give a fuck about that? Everyone wants cash. It is always and will always be the best prize you can give, period.
Okay.
Like it's just, in my opinion, money talks. So if you put up $1,000 cash or $500 cash, like people are gonna show up.
Okay. All right. Now my second question is, I'm trying to delete some of my followers on Facebook and Instagram that are not my avatar, because before obviously I did this coaching program, I just added people when I was younger. Now with the friend suggestion list that comes up, a lot of them are not my avatar. Is that because the majority base of my followers are not my avatar? Like,
Are you talking about Facebook or Instagram? Because it's definitely different.
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook, your friend suggested is based off of your friend group currently.
Okay.
right? So it's obviously based off of interest to a certain degree. So the things that you like and engage with on social media, this is why it's so important that you guys watch what you engage with if you don't want to fucking see random things in your feed. Secondly, it's based off of the individuals that you already have as friends. So clearing that out would definitely benefit you. Going in and deleting a bunch of people, unfriending a bunch of people, clearing out that news feed, not only on Facebook, but on Instagram. I do it on a consistent basis. If you guys have seen me unfollow you recently, I love you, but I apologize. I'm clearing out my mental space. Too bad. Because there's one of two reasons why this is beneficial, Mike, and I want you to break it down right now. Number one, from what you just said, the more you clear out the followers list on Facebook and Instagram, the more that you free up the space to be able to bring in new people to eventually get more suggestions on people that are your quote unquote niche, the people you want to connect with. But it also frees up the mental energy, because how many of you guys right now open up your feed and see somebody that you are following, you're like, fuck man, this content's shit, or you're like, I can't stand seeing this person. Well, why don't you hit the unfollow button then? Like every time you absorb one of their pieces of content and you don't resonate with it, you're an idiot. Like that's just like that's me talking to me, by the way. I recently was like, why the fuck am I following like 3,000 people on IG? And I hate half the content I'm seeing. So it's just like, that's it. And I just started clearing people out because I'm like, why is this happening? Facebook, I did the same thing. All the people I didn't resonate with, all old acquaintances, all old friends, I just started spam unfriending people like crazy. Because they're not going to buy anything. They're not going to engage with anything. I don't like the content they're producing. They're only suggesting other people that are like them, which I don't resonate with. Goodbye. Feel me?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, your guys' Facebook and Instagram is a business, so let's clear some people out.
All right, man, that helps. Thank you.
Got you, bro. Go kill it. I'm also proud of you for tracking your KPIs. This shit gets real clear and easy when you know what you're chasing, right?
100%.
Fuck yeah, bro. Good job. Sammy, what's up?
Hello, I just need to exit. Oh, sorry, I'm in a hotel and there was someone running next to me on the treadmill and it was really loud and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to leave the room.
Got you. What's going on?
So I was going to ask if you could mind looking at just my hooks, but just to see if they're improving or if I need to work on them or not. But if you're not wanting to do content stuff, I do have another question.
What's the other question?
Yes, so that's totally fine. I'll like the content audits after you said
Yes.
that. So my other question is more related to client service. So I'm trying to work on, now that I'm starting to really grow a lot more, I'm like, shit, I'm just going to really struggle to keep writing meal plans individualized for everyone. And also it's not long, like there's no longevity in it for them either. If they're following meal plans for the rest of their life kind of thing. So I'm trying to get them to work towards tracking macros more.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm really worried that they're then going to turn around and be like, oh, well, why am I paying X amount of money for you to not even be writing meal plans for me anymore and just doing macros?
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious, like, from your perspective or in your experience, what that, like, your experience or perspective on that, on how to, like, transition them to macros without, like, that loss of value.
I love that. So, little ramble right off the bat. You guys need to understand that when you transition anything in your program, there are going to be people that are pissed off, period. It's just going to happen, right? And the reason why is because a lot of people feel like as soon as they pay you, you become their slave. That's just how it is. And I'm just going to be blunt. There's been people in PT Domination that have DM'd Brian and myself at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then gotten pissed that we didn't get back to them right away. And then they were received with a refund and a fuck you in the morning. The reason why is because I'm nobody's slave, period. I've got a family, I've got a business to run, and I'm not going to be at the whim just because you're paying money. You guys need to understand that boundaries are necessary in your business if you would like to become successful. If that makes sense, drop a fire emoji in the chat. I need you guys to hold boundaries with people, period. Okay, first and foremost. Secondly, how do you make this transition without them being like, fuck you, Sammy, because you promised something? You, first and foremost, understand who you're going to be presented to. All right, let's say I'm looking at Mike, Alex, and Keith. All right, Mike and Alex are super driven. They're following, by the way, I love you, Keith, but I'm going to make you to be the bad guy for a second. So Mike and Alex are showing up every day. They're super driven. They're following their meal plan. They're to a fucking T every single week. They're not fucking around. I'm going to transition them to macros pretty quickly. All right? But if Keith can't even follow the fucking meal plan that I'm giving him, all right, isn't following through with anything, not doing the shit that I need to do, like transition to macros, I might bring up as a suggestion, but I'm also going to be open to the fact that we need to go to more in-depth coaching pretty quickly, or I'm going to lose them as a client. Now, that's a conversation you're going to have with yourself. Maybe you're willing to lose the client because you don't want to do any more fucking meal plans. That's what I did in the past. I was willing to lose a few people because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So this is the standard. If you don't fucking like it, there's the door. Right? Now, I didn't say it like that. I offered it better as a value give, not a value takeaway. I did a live stream in the coaching community that was very simple. Yo, what's going on, guys? So the main subject of today is macronutrient counting and counting your calories. And the reason why I want to do this talk is because, honestly, I'm assuming none of you guys would like to be on a meal plan for the rest of your fucking life, correct? No one wants to be on a meal plan when they would like to go out with their family, go out with their friends, go out by themselves and just enjoy a movie night with some popcorn in a dark theater with no fucking noise around them. All right, that's what I would like to do. And that is why I would like to talk about macro tracking and why I'm actually going to be transitioning all of you guys to macronutrient tracking instead of meal plans in the future here. And what I would do is that I would explain it in the live stream. All right, and talk about the benefits of macronutrient tracking. Then after the live stream, on the live stream at the end, I would say, if you have any questions, send me a message and we'll break it all down. After the live stream, have a talk with your clients. Right? When it comes down to Mike, maybe he loves the ideas of macros, but he doesn't understand how to make a meal plan. So upload a skeleton meal plan in his fucking coaching program to teach him, or do a training talking about how do I build my meal plans out utilizing MyFitnessPal and teach them how to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have done a lot of those steps in the last 2 weeks as well, really trying to push it and talk about it more. But I think it's just that final, when do I stop writing the meal plans and be like, you're on macros now?
When you want to. Again, so it's like, if you've already started to make the transition, I would be aware of the individuals that you have. Every new client, period, no matter what, is macros. No one else gets a meal plan from you. Everyone is macronutrients if they're new, period. And the only time you ever give them a meal plan is if they're struggling. Okay, anybody that you've already had, slowly start to phase the ones that are more competent first into macros. And the ones that need a little bit more guidance, slow the roll a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes me feel a bit better. Yeah.
But be blunt. Really Sammy, the goal in the next 3 months here is to move you to fucking macros, okay? So I need you to pay attention to what we're doing here, because I don't want you to be on a meal plan for the rest of your fucking life, because if you are always reliant on me, even though I never want to lose you, all right, then I'm not a good fucking mentor. Be blunt. Be honest with these fucking people. I want to teach you how to do macros, because no one wants to be following a fucking basic 3-meal plan for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, literally.
Unless your name's Cole De Silva, the only thing you fucking eat is ground beef and rice, because that's literally the only meal. Actually, ground chicken now, because it's got more protein. It's the only fucking thing I eat. But I'm like, this is the thing. Be honest, be open, and tell them why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And then just, from a practical standpoint, just review their MyFitnessPals and their check-ins maybe, just to make it seem like I'm still putting in a lot of time and be like, I'm going to go through your MyFitnessPal and Loom and just maybe do that for a bit as well, or is that sounding?
That's up to you. Okay, so it's going to depend on how you want to deliver the value to your clients. If you're doing a check-in with them and they say that they are an 8 out of 10 committed on their nutrition and they've been following through, but they haven't lost weight in a fucking month and they're in a 400 calorie deficit, there's probably something fishy going on there. So that's when you probably should be reviewing their MyFitnessPal and looking at everything that they're doing. Well, are you tracking? Yes. Are you tracking fucking everything, Sammy? I'm talking about the oils. I'm talking about this. I'm talking all of it on a daily basis. And then you got to hone into a couple people. But I need you to change the way that you just worded that. And I need everybody to understand it. You said, should I track MyFitnessPal and should I do all this stuff to show and make it seem like I'm still giving the same amount of value? Your guys' value isn't in all the things that you give them. It's in the experience you have in the fucking industry. Make sense? You guys are not paying PT Domination, all right, for all the fucking videos and everything else. You're paying PT Domination because we built a multi-7-figure business and we've helped 7,000 fucking trainers go online full time. That's why. All right, you don't pay the locksmith just because he's switching the lock and the $4 lock is changing. You're paying him for the fucking amount of schooling and years of experience it took him to build up the time frame to be able to change that lock in 10 seconds. Does that make sense? Right? Nobody's paying Brett, all right, for the program that he's delivering online. They're paying him for the fucking 10,000 hours he's put in the gym with those clients. Does that make sense, everybody? Your value is your knowledge. It's not all of the things that you are giving them.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have like a tiny little question
Yeah,
to
hit me.
add to that then. Should I have somewhere where I really emphasize my education and my credentials and whatnot? Because I do have quite a lot, and like soon, potentially in a year, we'll have like be a doctor too. Like, is there somewhere I should put that? Because I've had people before.
Pause.
Like,
You said in a
like,
year you're going to be a doctor?
Yeah, like a PhD doctor, not a medical doctor.
So
But,
then there you go. So I would literally have it in your fucking name. Dr. Sammy or fucking PhD, blah, blah, blah,
once
blah.
that's done.
And then like have
Yeah.
that just on your Instagram name. But other than that, like again, no one's ever going to ask you about your education. Right? What's going to speak to your education is the results that you have and the content that you produce on the internet.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Like a lot of people who are in the fitness industry understand that Layne Norton is a doctor. Right? There's a lot of people that don't know that he's a doctor. They just know that he's extremely fucking smart based off of the results that he's produced on his social media, number one, and number two, all the value that he provides.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah. Okay, I think a switch I want to make with my content, and it's just a time thing, is to actually start like quoting studies more and stuff, just because then that does give you that little like.
Cool.
Like,
Just make sure you do it in a sexy way because studies are boring as fuck.
Yeah, that's it too. That like I'm trying to work it all
Mhm.
out, but
Also,
on a positive note, you go.
I was just gonna say, sub point. Mike actually said something in here. I forgot about that because I haven't worked with them with Don for a little bit, but that's a good point. Don does meal plans for 2 weeks and then he goes to macros instantly. Something you could do for your clients as well.
Yeah, I like that idea, just to get kind of set them up for success and then help
Yeah.
to. Yeah, I need to structure that in my head better, but I will definitely do that.
100%.
Yeah,
What were we
you.
gonna say?
I think I needed it more as a confidence boost as well, just to do it.
Of course.
I was going to say, on a positive note, I have literally been booking like 3 to 5 plus calls every week since I've joined 10K Mastermind, which is just like fucking wild to me.
Huge
Before
win.
I was literally like 0 to 1, and now I'm like consistently 3 to 5. I'm like, what is going on? And we're going on holidays today, and I still have 2 calls. One tonight, one tomorrow, and I'm just like, what the heck?
Where are
I'm
you
going
going?
on holidays and I'm still gonna make money. We're going to the Whitsundays. It's like a couple of hours north of the Gold Coast.
Lit. How long is
Escape
it?
The cold winter. How long, like, to get there, or how long will we wait for?
How long are you away for?
Just till Tuesday, so like 6 days.
Okay, lit. Can I be blunt for a second?
Go for it.
What are your goals in business, Sammy?
To grow a, do you want specifically, or
Yes.
just like, I just want to have a big business. Like, I want to be making definitely at least 20K a month.
Dope. Then holidays are now working holidays.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I'm working regardless. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I need to. I was like, you just said holidays. I was like, I swear to fucking God, if you kill this momentum by going on a fucking 6-day vacation, I will yell at you through the phone right now. I'm like, guys, I'm all about holidays and going places, but I'm like, you gotta get work done while you're doing it because you guys will see crazy momentum like you're doing right now, and then we'll see a coach be like, this is lit, and then you guys will take 6 days off, and then it's not the 6 days off where everything sucks. It's when you come back, and then everything's fucking burned to the ground because your momentum just got shot in the face.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like, I was up last night finishing onboarding a few people. I'll do all my check-ins on Monday and
Good.
stuff. And I'm going to try and run my first 4-day chat. I'm going to do what we did the masterclass, not do the ebook next week,
Yeah.
and then run my first 4-day challenge the following week. So I got to learn how to do all that and set it all up. So I'll be doing that while we're away as well.
Good. Cool. I see you. Go kill it. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Cole. It's good to see you too.
Got you. Good to see you too. Yannick, what's up, G?
What's up, dude?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Fucking best day of my whole life.
So kind of 2 questions. One of them playing off, I guess, a bit of what Sammy said. So my main career, like I'm a chiropractor, a doctor, I guess, work full time doing that. I want to kind of curate my content more towards that because I do feel like that is a bit of an advantage over, I don't know. Anyway, I just feel like it can be something I should use
Yeah.
or leverage for my advantage. And I feel like I've shifted more into just like fitness and nutrition content, which
Yeah.
is great because that's who I'm trying to work with. But at the same time, I'm trying to navigate how can I be more still the authority, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, question when it comes to your question, what do you mean I want to create some of my content around that because you feel like it might be a good thing for you to do. Because first and foremost, I do agree, right? If you have an extreme amount of knowledge, and I'm talking about like more than the average fitness coach with a fucking certification, you should be sharing it. But, all right, how does your knowledge in chiropractic, all right, in your specialty, help the niche that you are currently serving, or does it?
I mean, I guess it does, like in terms of.
This is not a trick question, by the way. This is just I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I think it's in terms of all like things, in terms of preventing injury, in terms of rehab, mobility.
Hell yeah.
Not just around track and chiro, like I do a lot more of the like physical end of things.
Perfect.
So I think.
I like that. So that's actually something that I wanted to touch on as well. I feel like chiropractors, and this isn't a diss on you, but it is a diss on chiropractors, fucking suck dick at explaining what they do. And the reason why is because I went to a chiropractor once and they cracked my back and I left and I was like, that was shit. I don't know what's going on. And then I went to a chiropractor that actually knew what they were doing, all right, and did exactly what you did, what you just said. They did so much more. And I'm talking about like the deep tissue work, the tendon work, the mobility work. And now I see him every week. His name is Dr. Blake. I literally walk in every time I see him. I'm like, I love you, doc. And he's like, okay, cool. Come on, dude. And it's like every single time I have a problem, like I pulled out my rib, we did like some deep scraping and everything else. And we opened it right back up again because he just knows what he's doing and he explained on it. So you have knowledge. I think you 100% should double down on explaining, all right, how that can benefit you too. Because first and foremost, like the general nutrition and training, all right, is the most appealing thing to the general public. And how you guys are going to make the most amount of money and the most amount of growth on social media and in your business is appealing to the general public. However, when you can appeal to the general public and then have niched content providing deep value, all right, deep value, you just reach another level.
Right.
All right. And that's where like, and I always give Lane props because Lane is extremely good. All right. He is extremely good at providing deep value to his audience in a scientific way and then pulling all the way back and being a gym bro at the same time. So it's like he's hitting all markets with his content creation because he understands what people need. Feel me?
Yeah, and I guess he's a good example because he's still kind of he's a gym head at the end of the day.
100%, dude.
Okay, so you can still bring your professionalism into it while.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to use him when talking to you. If you guys are going to get a PhD or you already have one, if you've done an immense amount of school, Lane will always be my example for you guys because he is a gym bro. Right? Like how you guys see him on social media, his fucking crazy, like intense, loud self is who he is in person. Me and Lane have hung out a lot and we've spent a lot of time together. That is exactly who he is. He's fucking cheesy as shit and I love him. So he just opens up like that and people love it because they get the scientific approach, but he's like, let me try to dumb this down as much as I possibly can because I know speaking through my textbook will benefit you.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
That. Next question.
Okay, second question was more, once you knock off, you know, the low-hanging fruit, your DMs, the non-negotiable stuff, how do you know where to kind of dedicate most of your time? I feel like I do that stuff. I do it when I'm doing cardio. I do it between clients whenever I can. But then when I actually sit down for like a dedicated, okay, I got an hour here to really knock stuff out. And because I'm still working full-time chiro, I don't always have that much time in the day. So when I fully sit down, I'm like, okay, I got an hour to an hour and a half to kill this. I feel like I just end up kind of doing mindless work, like kind of you said, the busy work versus the more versus the closer.
Yeah, so IGA, income generating activities.
Right.
Those are the main focuses. So you banged out your non-negotiables, all right, your DMs, you posted on social media, you checked in with your clients, and then you get a free time in the middle of the day. You look at your business from a 10,000 foot view. How many clients do you currently have?
30.
Lit. So on a daily basis, I'm assuming, and this might be wrong, but I'm assuming a 30-minute to an hour and a half block in your Facebook group and in your training app is enough for them to feel sustained, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So you wouldn't spend that extra fucking 3 hours of time sending them DMs that don't matter, correct?
Right.
Lit. So retention's good to go. We're cool with that. The next thing that we need to look at is your DMs. All right, open up your DMs. Do you have ongoing conversations that need to be knocked off? Because that is an income generating activity. The main thing that I would always tell you guys to go to almost instantaneously is content. Have you filmed content? Have you ideated content? Have you script content? Are you studying content? All right. And if you've done all of that, you've done your content, you crushed your DMs, you've leaned in your clients like crazy. What you then need to look at is where do I need to improve? All All right, is it sales? Is it content? Is it DMs? Is it delivery? Maybe you've talked to your clients for half an hour, but your retention rate is below 60%. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right? So why are they dropping off, and what do we need to improve on?
Okay. So looking at, yeah, okay. I guess the other thing too is like, I'm like, okay, I want to do, you know, podcasts. I want to do all these different things, but then I'm like, is that just busy work? Is that stuff that's really IGA, or is it just stuff that kind of, once you've got your base, is good to add? I feel like it's maybe.
I would say once you've got your base, it's good to add. All right. And the reason why I would say that is because like a podcast is extremely beneficial in the fact that you can warm up people that are extremely cold in a passive way, number one. And number two, you can create passive content without really thinking about it because the podcast goes out on its own. And then you could film it just like we have a camera set up right now that we could chop up and put on multiple platforms. However, all right, if you're not 100% on every aspect of your business when it comes down to the IGA that we just talked about, all right, the DMs, the delivery, the content, and everything else, you shouldn't be trying to build a podcast or do a YouTube channel, or period, because those things take a lot of fucking time. And if you're already stressed on time, the goal would be, okay, do you want to stay a chiropractor for the rest of your life, Yannick? Yes or no?
Not to this capacity, no.
Well, then what do you need to do to get out? And that should be the game plan. And I'm talking about like not just an idea. How much money are you making? How much money do you need to leave? How much money do you need in order to cut your hours? All of that should be dissected, put on a piece of paper, put beside your computer screen. And then when you sit down with that extra time, you look at that goal and you're like, I need to make $5 more grand on a recurring basis. What am I not fucking doing? And then answer that question because it will pop into your head and then you start doing that. Feel me?
Right. Okay. That's helpful.
Make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Got you. Go kill it.
All right, thanks.
Keith, what's up, G?
Yo, what's good, Cole? How are we?
Best day ever, homie.
Sick. So, I think I sent you a DM yesterday, like, life update. Me and Aaliyah, like, real good. Things are going well. She's, like, crushing it with her clothing there and stuff like that. So, sick. And we have a hard cut on that at the end. So,
Good.
appreciate you. Just want to let you know on that. First question is, I know what Alex had that masterclass on Monday with 40 Challenge and setting up that marketing calendar for all of June. My biggest question is like, should I continue that with like the 40 Challenge overall? Just because I put out the direct CPA, like you said, I really only had like 2 responses to that. Even though like I'm engaging on people's content, reaching out to people, like sending DMs on a daily basis and stuff like that. That's like my biggest thing. Like I don't want to necessarily. I know it's not wasting time to like build that up. But
It's wasting time, 100%. So like I'll say it for you. If you guys do a CTA on a challenge, and you try to grow it for anywhere from 3 to 5 days, consistently, and you only get like 2 fucking people, don't run the challenge. It's a waste of your fucking time. You guys would never catch me dead trying to run a challenge with 2 people in it. I'm canceling the fucking thing. All right. And how I would cancel it, I'd just be very blunt. Yo, Mel, I just wanted to let you know that unfortunately, due to time commitments that are out of my control, we're not actually going to be able to run the challenge itself. But I have some free value that I'd like to give you if you're open to having a conversation. And then, even though she registered for it and I'm canceling it, I'm going to have a convo. I'm going to give her some free value, maybe an ebook. After she gets it, I'm going to follow up in a day or 2 being like, did you read the ebook? Did you get value? Oh my God, I did. You're so fucking amazing. I know I am. And then I'm going to fucking sell her my program. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because she expressed interest. Perfect. So like, now you have an assessment on your social media and what you've been doing. Because if you guys launch a challenge, launch anything free and nobody bites, you are not giving enough. It's the rule of reciprocity. We might think that we are producing value. We might think that we are doing enough. But if we try to give, all right, or if we try to launch something and we do not get a return, we have not deposited enough. Make sense?
Yeah.
Bet. So now we have a guideline. We got to assess our social media and do better moving forward.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing I'm looking forward to with the content audit. What happens, like they can deep dive into my books. Not just like explaining more things, like cutting my videos down to about like 30 to 45 seconds, just straight shooter, get it out to you. I guess like my biggest thing is like brand wise, or it's not necessarily authenticity, but like putting all aspects of my life into my content to then become the person that
What's the question? What do you mean?
Like, within the same context as like content overall, like maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm thinking about it too much as far as like what, not necessarily what to put out, but like how to become that internal brand, that heartbeat. Because I give my clients like above and beyond delivery with like services and stuff like that, but just like showcasing more of that side of just proof.
Yeah, I think it's just, what do you give your clients? Well, I give them nutrition, I give them training, I give them videos on how to train properly, I give them live streams, I talk about nutrition, etc. Lit. Now do that on your social media. Well, Cole, then why would people pay me? Because people are fucking lazy. That's literally why. Like, all of the information that you guys give in your program should be for free on the internet. Because they're not paying you for the same information that they have on fucking Google and YouTube right now. They're paying you to be an accountability coach. That's how coaching is. We are accountability coaches. The quicker people realize that, the more success they'll see. So it's like, okay, you're over delivering like crazy to your clients. Sit back and look at what you're giving them. What are you saying to them? How are you coaching them? How are you speaking to them? Then do that same shit on your social media. And then eventually, guys, when you hire a team, by the way, I'm just going to give you this little snippet right now. When we level you up to the next level, you teach your team the same way you teach your clients. It's that simple. I do one-on-one calls and answer questions to you guys on pod chats and more. Guess what I've been doing for the last week and a half? Getting on coaching calls with my coaches, asking them questions and coaching them one-on-one. It's the same shit. Feel me, Keith?
Yeah, I got you.
Bet. Any other questions?
I mean, I guess the last piece is just like, me and Mike actually talked about it yesterday with just like network expansion. I have been hurting a lot of the people that are on my following list. And I already probably know where they have to just like putting out better content to bring those people in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like network expansion. Obviously, you can do it the grunt way, and it's worked in the past, and it still has a place in the market now. Being in Facebook groups and providing value, all right, like deep fucking value in Facebook groups. Don't just do CTAs or you'll get kicked out. If you become an authority in a group, a bunch of people will follow you and more. You can obviously just follow people, build connections with them that way. But the best form of network expansion is better content, period. Because one video can go turbo viral and bring you 1,000 leads. Right? One video could go viral and bring you fucking 500 leads. One video could do good and bring you 100 plus leads. It doesn't even need to go viral. So it's like, okay, I could spend 2 hours being on Facebook groups trying to start combos, or I could spend 2 fucking hours studying content, understanding script writing, filming it, looking at it, hating it, redoing it. Feel me?
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are willing to spend 2.5 hours in Facebook groups trying to find leads, why the fuck are you spending only 20 minutes filming content? Feel me?
Yeah.
That's how I always look at it. Like, network expansion, people try to film their content in the quickest way possible so they can get it done with, and then they'll spend 2.5 hours trying to sort through random DMs of strangers. But if you just spent 2.5 hours on your script, on your filming, on the content you're producing, you probably wouldn't have to spend all that time in Facebook groups and everything else. Feel me?
Yeah, right.
Bet. So that's the goal. That's the plan of action. Feel me?
Yeah.
Cool. Go get it done, G. Brett, what's up, my man?
What's up, bro? Just fucking out walking the dog, so don't mind the fucking dark.
It's all good.
Dark being Aussie. Bro, a couple of questions. Just in regards to like posts that like resonate with people or my particular niche itself. Like, I've actually never really been in that position with my niche where, you know, I've been overweight or I struggle really with food. Like, I've always been, you know, pretty on top of things. How do you find trying to make those particular like resonation posts or the advice you give to people that haven't actually really been in that particular like niche shoes before?
So this is a very good question. I'm glad that you asked. In order to relate to an individual that you haven't actually dealt with their pain before, like, in order to relate to a person that you technically don't know how or what they're going through because you've never been in their place before, you just need to figure out a problem that you've dealt with in the past. All right, I've said this before. I'm going to say it to you again right now. Love is not a universal language, but pain is. Not everybody understands what it's like to experience unconditional love, but we all know what it's like to experience emotional or physical pain. So even though I might not be able to resonate with the fat person, the overweight person, the lazy person, the depressed person, the whatever the fuck person we would like to label them as, I probably can resonate with them because I've dealt with pain, I've dealt with drug addiction, I've dealt with alcohol, I've dealt with breakups, I've dealt with heartbreak. And pain, the emotional pain or physical pain, is the same for everybody no matter what the problem is.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
So
that makes sense.
number 2 sub point in that is also use your client stories. You might not be able to resonate personally, but if you've helped a client achieve the same goal that that person is looking to achieve, you can resonate through storytelling and painting the picture. You just need to get better at it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Because obviously my content is all guided around, nutrition, fat loss, training tips and stuff like that. But obviously having that post where I just feel like that's kind of missing on my page, like that relationship that I'm trying to build or be a bit more vulnerable to my clientele, which I don't think I give out that much.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah, sweet, bro. That helps out. The last thing, when I spoke with you in Aussie, I talked about obviously transitioning online with my face-to-face clients, etc. as well. How would you price point when you're trying to move some of your face-to-face clients online when they've been with you for so long that some of them have been on my prices that I was fucking, when I first came in 7-8 years ago, which is like half the price of what I kind of charge online these days. Is there a way that you can try to add more value to that, or possibly kind of get them to a point where they're paying half of it, but now moving them to online so they don't actually get face to face either?
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
Are you willing to lose them?
I think so. Yes, I am.
Right.
If it makes room for people where the profit margin's bigger and it creates more space for people that I can help, then yes.
All right. So then there's 2 things you need to understand. First and foremost, the price is what the price is. If you guys are willing to lose them, then the price is what the price is. If you're not willing to lose them because you've built such a good relationship with them, then just allow them to keep paying what they're fucking paying and deliver the same program. The reason why is because what you said in that statement, I want to make sure that you guys never do. Don't provide more value to an individual to convince them to work with you, because it's only going to time constrain you in the future. Every decision you make today should be made for where you're going to be next year. Everybody write that shit down. Every fucking financial decision and business decision we make in PT Domination, I don't care whose idea it is. I don't even care if Brian brings it up. I say pause and then I zoom out. How is this going to affect my time in 365 days? How is this going to affect my bank account, my mental energy, my clients, my wife, my son, Brian, and more? And then I make a decision from there. So don't just provide extra value. What I would do is I would have a conversation and be like, oh, I just got to mute you for a second. There we go. There's a little bit of an echo, so I just got to hit that mute button right quick. So the first thing that I would do, Brett, is I would have a conversation with them, and I would make the online program seem so irresistible that it would be stupid for them to say no, and then I would give them no other option. Like, listen, in-person is done. It's dead. We are not doing it anymore. I'm making a transition because honestly, I'm doing you a disservice and every other in-person client I have a disservice by only helping you for a couple hours a week. Well, I'm transitioning to online because of like value stack like a motherfucker. And the benefit is that it's only X amount. And I'm only going to be doing that for the first 30 clients, and you get the first dibs to that, and the price is going up. Feel me?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, it's just about kind of, trying to make them see the light of me actually transitioning online, or them transitioning online, and making it so good that they're like, fuck, this is way better than face-to-face, and they'll get better results, etc. as well.
Yeah, and just be blunt with them. Like, listen, I get it. You're a little bit worried when it comes down to online because you've had me in person for so long. But also, that's the benefit as to why online will be a great fix for you, because you do not need me babysitting you, watching you squat anymore. You're great. Every fucking movement you have is amazing. Now, I want to help completely revolutionize the way that you look at fitness and the way that you operate in your life. And we can do that with online better, because you don't need to be at this gym with me. You can train wherever you want.
Yeah.
And then just break it down.
Yeah.
But no other option. I need to say that. No other option. Well, like, I don't know. Like, I really like this. Well, it's not a fucking option anymore. Like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. But I appreciate that, bro. Fucking helps out heaps, eh?
Got you, dog. You and fucking Midnight over there. Grinding it out. I like this Australia shit. I like it, bro. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks, sir.
Gabriel, what's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fucking great. What can I do for you?
Amazing. Okay, when I joined the program,
back over to my hometown, and my hometown is like a freaking village. There was like no Wi-Fi, and it was just
Shit.
it was super stressful. So I still managed to get like everything done, but now I'm back in Toronto, and I'm noticing that there's like a lot less urgency to do things. And so I feel like there's a lot more free time as well because I'm not spending 5 hours trying to load each video. I'm not really sure what I should be focusing on right now. I'm kind of like, do I go into a sales cycle? Am I like, is it time to start going into a sales cycle? Am I like, should I be putting out like, I know that the challenge, I was flying out the day that the challenge video came out, so I haven't actually watched that yet.
Yeah.
But like, should I be doing that right now? Like, I'm not really sure what I should be.
So let's
focusing
zoom out for a minute. How much are you making on a monthly basis?
So last month I ended up doing, actually the day of our call, the day that we spoke,
Yep.
and I said that I haven't made like anything. I ended up making like almost 10 grand that day, so that was good.
Hell yeah.
But that was that's it. I haven't really been getting many inquiries, but the people that have been reaching out to me are like literally suddenly my biggest fans ever.
Good.
So my content is like really landing with a very specific person. It's just that I don't have a lot of those right now, so my engagement is not good.
Lit. So first and foremost, and do you mind if I ask you a vulnerable question on this call?
Absolutely.
Lit, are you still in debt based off of the fucking last mentor you hired and the conversation we had at
Yeah.
the event? Dope.
Yeah.
So everything you fucking need to do is right in front of you to make money. The main thing, like you're like, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. Make fucking money because we got to pay off the debts and be able to deal with the bullshit motherfucker that did shit before. I'm not going to say any names because that's a conversation between us. So what we need to understand is what brings in money. Eyes. What gets you eyes? Content. So content's a current struggle. We're going to do a content on the 10K. I know that I said that and all of you guys went fucking crazy right away. So we're going to plan that out. I'll talk to fucking Alex and shit. And we'll plan that out for you guys. But content above everything else right now. Number one. Okay. Secondly, after content is obviously the sales process. But if you were to evaluate your sales process and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel like you're currently at?
Okay, sales process being like the
DMs, call, sale.
Okay, DMs, I'm not good in DMs. Nobody's answering any of my DMs lately. I don't know if it's my message that I'm putting out. Or
Are you using the script?
I've changed up my content. I'm not using, so, okay, I need to go back and actually look at like the script that you guys are giving me. Like I said, it was just like super slow when I was in my hometown. So I've just been like taking the skills that I had from my previous mentorship and like applying what you guys are
Well,
telling me
stop
as a-
implementing shit from your previous mentorship because that shit
Yeah.
made you in debt. So this is the thing. What we need to do, here's your steps. Here's your steps. Go to the beginning, start from video 1, watch and implement, obviously. But you need to learn the DM script and follow it like it is your guideline Bible. Same thing with the phone script, guideline Bible. And this is for all of you motherfuckers. I don't care how good you guys are at sales. Brian and myself are better. I love you, but we're better. And we follow a script every single time we speak to someone, period. It is a disservice to not know what the fuck you are saying when you get on the call, because then it creates confusion for the individual that is there with their precious time and money to find a solution to their problem. So script for everything. You don't need to be a robot, but you need to understand the fluidity of it because it takes a person from where they are struggling to the solution, your program, and it fills the gap. So that's why you want to follow it. You need to understand it. Number 3, after you've done those things, learn DMs, learn the phone script, and watch the videos. All right. I'm saying once you did, but also this needs to be done during, is content. You need to quadruple down on the shit that is working the best. How you all figure this out is go to your Instagram, click professional dashboard. All right. After you click professional dashboard, you will see 4 things: reach, engagement, followers, content you shared. Click on content you shared and sort it for the last 3 months, all right, by the highest engaged pieces of content. That is now your guideline. You go there and it is telling you what people have already liked that you have produced on the internet. Do more of it. Quadruple down on it.
Okay, so the content that people love the most as of right now, like people love like my origin story, but is that really going to bring me sales? Like it's not value.
So it's a mix, right? So the origin story brought you people. Now the origin story I already know. Okay, it was struggling, it was the drugs, it was the alcohol, it was all that other stuff. How'd you go from that to this? And then that's where you get people landed as a client. You share the origin story, which you already did, and then when they come to your page, You give them the actionable value to begin the transformation in order to become the person they want to be.
Okay, so for instance, for me, so I shared that video, which I tagged you in because I took a picture. I spoke about how that first thing literally was me investing into a coach and like into mentors and whatnot. And then it was literally just like showing up, like just doing literally what they told me to do again and again and again.
So what would they tell you to do, right? So it's like, was fitness always your foundation? Did it help you become the person you are today?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, and this is where, guys, I'm not great at this either. Okay. I'm very vulnerable with you guys on this shit. I'm a very blunt human being. People are like, how'd you become successful? I was like, I stopped being a bitch and I just did the fucking work. And people are like, that doesn't tell me anything. So I'm like, okay, when it came to my nutrition, I would eat the same fucking food every single day, 7 days a week, while I was working outside in plus 30 out of a Tupperware container, 70 feet in the air in a lift while other people are eating pizza. Like, I'm very, very good at turning on a switch and just doing it. Guys, I don't joke around. I eat chicken, all right, ground chicken, rice, pickles, ketchup, mustard, and sometimes some green peas if I don't have my green shake so I can get some fiber and everything else in every day for almost every meal other than my breakfast. I don't miss. That's literally my fucking thing. It's my favorite thing to eat. I don't give a fuck about a lot of flavors unless I'm going out with Julia. Or it's like a fucking cheat day that I'm allowing myself to have, and then I eat a lot of candy because I'm a fucking fiend. So it's like my steps are simple. Now it might seem simple and basic to me, but to individuals on the internet, it's something that they can't understand and comprehend. So I need to teach and explain. So what you need to do is you need to zoom out and be like, okay, what did they tell me to do? Well, they told me to fucking work on my nutrition. Well, what did that look like? Well, this. Okay, how do you teach them how to do the same thing because you know how to do it? Boom. Training, boom. Mindset, boom. Habits, boom. Rituals, boom. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so now there's two parts to my story that I can really like. Okay, so there's the first part of the fitness story, which is where I spoke about like getting sober and then getting into competing. But then there's also the part after when I stopped competing and I had to go into full-blown eating disorder recovery and then completely rebuild my relationship with food and then completely start over. I get really confused about which story to tell.
So your story is your story, number one. So all of it should be sold on social media and all of it should be told because it's all based around fitness. Be wary of the eating disorder content and the aspect
I hate sharing that.
Yeah, you're not a therapist. But what I will say is recovering from eating disorder, like the steps in order to become better and rebuild the relationship with food is extremely important. It would benefit a lot of people. So what were those steps? How did you do it? What is the relationship with it? Right? So like it's the hero's journey that people want to see, not the pity journey of the victim. Right? So what you need to do is zoom out and be like, okay, what's the value in these stories that I can dissect for the consumer, the prospect on my social media, to help them see results in their own right? Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't speak about it much just because like what I had to do in eating disorder recovery, like I literally wasn't allowed to exercise for like 2 years. And like I was told like don't eat vegetables. Like only eat cake. Like it was super extreme.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't talk about it because I'm like
because you disagree with it?
Yeah, I disagree with it. I really
Well, why don't you talk about that?
I think that it was necessary.
Why don't you talk about that?
Okay.
See, this is the fucking thing, right? Like you guys have opinions on things in the industry, talk on that. And then after you talk on it with an opinion piece, give an actionable step in a different video that teaches them how to do what you are doing. Does that all make sense, how I'm painting this together while you're speaking? Or it's like, well, I don't talk about that. Well, why? Because I disagree with it. Well, why do you disagree with it? Well, because I feel like it was a little extreme and it did help. Okay, it helped, but other people are going through it right now. What would you do better? Well, this. Okay, cool. Tell them. Bam. Because how many fucking individuals do you see on the internet being like, you need to build your relationship with food better? And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, Karen? What should I talk to my cake, motherfucker, and like build a relationship with it? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. I agree. I actually just had that conversation with a client today who's been doing therapy like 4 times a week, and I'm like, that's amazing, but we've tried to do this now for 2 years and you still haven't started your coaching path.
100%. There was a video by Mel Robbins. She was talking to, I think it was Mel Robbins or somebody else, but she was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and she literally said, and again, not a lot of people are going to like this, but I'm doing a video on this. She said counseling and therapy is a fucking joke. And the reason why is because they don't assess the issue themselves. What they do is they live in their problem, they live in their struggle, they live in the statement that they are consistently trying to get away from. And the more they talk about their depression, the longer they stay depressed. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's the hill I'll die on, because I've never done it to the degree. However, that statement is very real, right? People stay in the position that they are in due to the fact that they are consistently talking about how they were that person. If you stopped associating with that personality, with that person, you would stop being them, right? So what you need to do is, right now for you, is everything should be dedicated towards getting rid of that debt.
Okay.
What's the debt? How do you do that? By serving more people. How do you serve more people? By giving more fucking value on social media, number one. Then when they're in your program, delivering a service that is so disgustingly amazing that your clients start making fun of other people that do what you do. Hence PT Dom making fun of every other business coaching program. All right? Like, our clients are fucking ruthless as shit.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's that's the goal. I'm not joking, guys. We provide so much fucking front face value that people are like, we want to pay you. And then we are so ride or die cult vibes in the back end that our clients roast other coaches. And it's like, perfect. There we go. We win no matter what. And then if we end up doing anything in person, like, we don't even need to fucking sell, because our clients will sell it for us because they fucking know what's going on. So it's like, that's the goal with you guys. Does that make sense, everyone? Right? So much front-facing value that people are like, I'm stupid if I don't pay this individual. And then once they do pay you, give so much fucking value to them and deliver such a good service that they're like, I'm never leaving. Like, this is my people. These are my guys. All right?
Okay, so content.
Sales.
Go over the sales script and, like, actually
Follow it.
implement this stuff. Yes. And should I be running the challenge right now?
I don't think so. And the reason why is due to the fact that you don't understand the baseline concept yet. Like, if you can't navigate DMs properly, the challenge is going to make you fall on your fucking face, because you're going to, like, you might get a lot of people in it, but then what's going to, like, how are you going to speak to them? How are you going to communicate with them? How are you going to dive into everything? So, like, the first thing that you need to do before anything else, as soon as you leave this call, is you need to go back to fucking the beginning of this module course. You need to start listening and implementing very quickly. If you can't find something, make a post in the group and we will get it to you. And then the second thing is, after you get the DM script, after you get the phone script, you should be making a post in the 10K Mastermind asking, hey, I would love to be able to role play with this with one of you guys. Would you be able to help me out? Because you don't get practice and success from reading, you get from implementing. And that is why book smart people will always lose to me. Because you might be book smart, but I am very street smart, and I will outwork the fuck out of you. And 90% of the street smart people on the planet will outwork book smart people, period. And it's because they work through implementation. So it's one thing to read it, you have to implement it. We don't become pros in anything by just practicing in the dark by ourselves. We do it through challenging ourselves. And that's why Kobe would practice for 3.5 hours before practice itself. Feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So DM script, phone script, implement and role play with people in this community. All right, then quadruple down on content. After you get that baseline, shouldn't take that long, by the way, of you understanding the concept of it, then go back and watch that training on Monday and implement the challenge.
Okay. Should I be worried about, like, the low engagement? I just started posting a bit more, like,
No.
fluffy content, and it, like, boosted my engagement quite a bit, but
I would say no, and the reason why is because
investing did really well compared to the others. It was my first talking video that hit over 3K views, which is
was
like,
it your niche though?
I'm speaking specifically to more investment oriented people because I'm looking at eventually, like, within the next year, launching a program that's going to start at 15K. So I'm, like, dripping in that it's not going to be cheap and I need investment oriented people.
Dope. Is it your niche that currently engaged right now? Because right now you have a debt that you need to deal with and you're not making the money that you want to make. So talking about things that are not going to build the business to where you want to be is not going to get you anywhere.
It is.
Okay.
It is niche. Yeah, it is because it's.
Can you sell them right
a lot
now?
more about it. I could sell it right now, yes.
No, not the 15K. I mean, like, based off of the content that you just produced, if you went to the likes, comments, shares, and saves, all right, well, saves you can't see, but you understand what I'm saying, and engage with those individuals and build relationships, could you get them into your program?
Yeah.
Cool. Then keep doing it. 100%. Then double down on that. Yeah. But again, should you focus on engagement? It's a double-edged question, right? Yes, because it will teach you what you need to do to improve. But no, because you haven't put in enough reps based off of the current shit that you're looking at right now and the current guidelines we are giving you in order to see success. When it comes down to the guideline of the results you guys would be looking at, this is how I would dissect it. If you want to know if a piece of content is doing well on the internet, here's your guideline. First and foremost, go to your insights and look at follows. Instagram shows you follows now. If you're not getting a lot of them, we need to assess that first. The second metric we need to look at is shares, then saves, then comments, then likes, then views. Now, it's a contradiction and it's a little bit weird to explain. The reason why is because if you have low views, but your engagement is high based off of the relevant views you have, that is a good post. Because if people are commenting like crazy, sharing it like crazy, say that again?
Low views but high engagement is good?
Yeah, so like let's say you get 100 views, but you have fucking 100 likes. Like that's a good fucking post. That means everybody who's seeing this is engaging. And the reason why I break this down is because you guys will post on social media and you will put views above everything that I just mentioned, follows, shares, etc. But then it'll have no fucking comments, barely any goddamn likes, no shares, and no saves. That's a shit post. I don't give a fuck how many views you got. If you're not getting anybody engaging with you, we're falling on deaf ears. That's like us walking down the street and people just going like this. That's a view. Well, that does nothing. We don't build any relationships. We don't get any dates. We don't start any conversations. We're not getting anywhere. So what we need to ask ourselves is, obviously we need views, but why are people not following, sharing, saving, commenting, liking? And the reason why the order, when it comes down to the best metrics to follow on social media, are follows, shares, saves, comments, likes, is because follows, obviously you just connected with a person. Shares, they either love you or hate you, but they are spreading your message and getting more people eyes on you. Saves, they want to come back to your page. Comments, they've taken time out of their day to engage with you. Likes, they have at least showed you that they like the post. And then views, doesn't fucking matter. But it obviously does matter, and that's why it's a little bit of a contradiction, but hopefully you guys that makes sense to you.
Okay.
Feel me?
Should I be worried about how many unfollows that I started getting?
0. I got unfollowed by 7,000 people last month. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like when I did the real challenge, if anything, it started going way lower.
Yeah, but and that the reason why is because you have a bunch of dead followers in there that are like, I used to love the old you, but I'll never buy off you. I'll never engage with you. I'll never follow you. I'll never do anything. So, like, should you be worried about the amount of unfollows you're getting? Again, it's contextual. It's a double-ended sword. To a certain degree, why are so many people unfollowing you? Is it because you've changed? Is it because you're not posting this good content anymore? Is it because you're fucking falling on deaf ears? Or is it because you're weeding out all of the people from the past that don't want to buy off you anyways?
That's kind of what I feel like it is, because my content has been a little bit more bold and like it's just I've probably been pissing some people off. I had somebody actually message me and tell me that I've pissed them off more than any other content creator, and I'm their favorite person on the internet ever. So
those are the best messages ever.
Yeah, they're like, you've upset me more than anybody else, but you're still my favorite.
100%. I fucking love it. But that's it. I'm cutting you off there. Does that all make sense?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. I got you. Guys, that's the end of it for today. Keith, actually just saw you ask a question in the chat box. I will answer that. Should we get rid of all bot accounts that IG is flagged? I don't see a problem with it. If IG has flagged it, you guys can see it when you pull up your followers themselves. Go for it. I know a lot of other creators have done it. IG doesn't show that to me, so I don't know if I don't have any or if I don't have that option or if that's just not there for me. So I have never done it. Just go check it out. Go break it down. I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all. Oh, you look.
Should I remove the men? Should I remove the men? The weird old men.
What do you mean?
Like the weird, creepy, like just old men that are following me. Like people who are just clearly never gonna buy from me.
Why are they being disrespectful to you?
They're not, but I just.
Are they making weird comments to you?
No, but is it important to have that ratio? Because like my ratio for women is.
Pause. No, shut up. This is the thing, right? So like you said weird old men, or you could say men in general, right? Like, so like, let's just look at it. Men or women. If a person isn't being rude, toxic, fucking mean, not making weird comments, anything, first and foremost, don't call them weird old men. Secondly, all right, they're not a harm to you. Right? They're not a harm to you, so just leave them. Because, like, this is the thing. if I had a random fucking female follow me, and Julia was like, "Why is that person following you?" and just unfollowed him, I'd be like, "Well, that was kind of fucking like weird. Like, why are you feeling that way? Why are you having those emotions? Like, what's currently going on? And let's have a conversation." Right? Now, if an individual follows me and they're starting to make weird comments, weird DMs, weird fucking things are going on, I need to remove that person. Don't make a problem out of something that isn't there.
Okay.
If they're being
So
weird
the
as fuck, block the fuck out of them and get them the fuck out.
Okay, so the ratio to men to women doesn't matter.
No, because you have no idea what, like, maybe that man is following you because he loves your content and he consistently shows his wife who isn't on social media.
Okay.
Right? Which is very, very real. I know a lot of motherfuckers who do that shit on a continual basis, okay? All right, you little
Thank you.
shit. Fucking drain another question out of me. I love you all. I'm out of here. I'm shutting it down. Goodbye. Go crush your days. Guys, that's it. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow or subscribe based off of the platform that you are currently watching on. All right, we are going to be doing these on a consistent basis. I'm either doing it in my level 1 community or my level 2 community. That one was an absolute blast. Peace.